Hiya, how's it going? It's been really sunny today, so I'm just like looking out the window going, oh, it's so lovely. So, how do you find scholarly articles that are considered peer reviewed, and what does peer reviewed mean, and how can we validate things like that? First of all, if you go out to the library catalog and you just type in something, let's do um, public relations and racism. I did this search before and then my computer crashed while I was trying to make a video here. So you can search for anything because the library catalog is multidisciplinary, but it doesn't have everything out there. So think of this as more of a discovery tool than a great place to get everything. And it's changing as licensing changes, kind of like Google Scholar changes. But it's a great discovery tool. So this is one place you could go. When you do a search, you can narrow down by all these different things, but you'll notice articles is one of them. And in some of these databases, you can sort by peer-reviewed article. But what is a peer-reviewed article? So when you do a scholarly article, you're a researcher and you have your experiment and you publish up your findings and your methodology and it's all ready to go. Or you want to send a proposal to a journal. When you have your finished product and your journal article proposal has been accepted, and you hand in your draft of your article, sometimes it goes to an editor, and it might be a professional editor who's really good at writing, really good at words, rhetoric, sentence structure, and messaging. And sometimes that editor is a group of people who are all experts or PhDs in the field. So, for example, for public relations, I would probably be coming from probably not sociology, but probably communication. So I might be like a professor. And if I publish something on, um, let's see, narrative continuity in public relations, that one's related to statues. So that one could be a law professor, but let's say it's a communication professor. What I would do is I'd put the article up there to the journal, and the journal would take my name off of it and my university, so no one would know who I am, and then it would distribute it to the panel of other professors in communication and public relations. They wouldn't know who it was, so that's called a blind peer review, and they would check it and make sure that it fulfills what scholarship is doing at the time and other editorial business. So that's what the peer review means. It's kind of a panel of your peers in scholarship. So in the articles, there's like 8,000 of them, but you'll notice in some of the databases, you can sort by peer-reviewed journals. All that means is that the thing that it was published in was a peer-reviewed journal, but every now and then letters to the editor show up in peer-reviewed journals too. So beware that this is a good filter, but every now and then something will slip through. So if it doesn't look and feel like a scholarly article, if it's not like really long and formal, um, let me know and I can help you check it out if you're worried about that. So this is one way to go. Another place you can go, and some of the databases have this sorting option built into them as well. So if you go to databases, if this is another COM class, you could go by subject and you could go to a COM database, or your professor or instructor might have recommended a database. Go to those as well. But one of the communication databases, Communication and Mass Media Complete, has one of those checkboxes. And it's down here. And that's all you do. So whatever you search for, search for statues. See if stuff is being talked about in the scholarship. So you could use a single keyword, or you could use many of them. Oh, here we go. This is what I was actually looking for. So this is the Quarterly Journal of Speech from February, like a year ago. So there's all these different things going on. And these are ostensibly in peer-reviewed journals. What happens if you can't find if something is peer-reviewed or not, and it's like the best article? You can email me the citation, but I'll show you one last boring librarian tool if you want to look it up yourself. Under databases, I would say the checkbox is pretty reliable. But under databases, there's something called Ulrich's Web. This is a boring librarian tool. And you could type in the name of a journal. What's journal? Oh, here you can see Journal of Medical Internet Research. Say, for example, this is one that you found. And by the way, communication is in every discipline. So don't feel imposter syndrome if it turns up in something that doesn't say communication in the title. But if it's got this right here, this little icon says refereed. Refereed means peer reviewed. And so refereed means you've got a bunch of your peers that are like blowing the whistle and penalty, they're putting you in the penalty box. So that's what you would look for. But I'm happy to do this for you. As you go through, look for those checkboxes that say peer reviewed, and you should be good to go. Some other databases won't have it. So Scopus, Web of Science, and JSTOR are really popular. Many of, if not all of the journals in those databases are peer reviewed. Those are really high end things. So if I've showed you those before. Okay, let me know if you have further questions.